will the child die of natural causes if they don't get the puberty blockers?
Rumham is here getting mad at me because I'm ending stream. Oh man, I didn't even know Rumham was in here. I don't know if this, and I don't know where you read that, but the part that I read said that that is a potential risk, and then there was a sentence directly under it that said,
There's actually,
although, wait,
like
stop, listen, you're not even able to let me talk. Hold on.
Don't say like I don't know where you read that. Like it's not true, man. Like
No.
True, so
I'm
like,
saying that. Okay, I didn't mean it like that. If
how
they
many
are going
times in 6 months do you think they go?
more importantly, though, even
No,
if
that's
hold on,
definitely
wait.
not
More importantly,
So the point of, in that case,
I mean,
the
if
point
that
of puberty
case-
blockers would definitely be pointless, right?
no.
Yeah, but like it's well established though that during puberty is also where those hormones help your cognitive. So 2 years, that's 10 years old, and then like so they're already blocking testosterone and estrogen from forming in their body, so they're already, that makes them a little bit more confused. But like just say at 10 years old they still want to identify, then you would at 10 years old recommend the hormone treatments, right?
Well, hold on a second.
How young do you think kids should be able to take puberty blockers? Bro, these guys is all bots. They do the same talking points. The difference is I made sure. Alright, what we're gonna do right now is Hunter Avallone is live again. You know, like last time I wasn't prepared for anything, but this time I'm prepared for any debate. But we're gonna debate puberty blockers because that got cut short last time, so we're gonna get into that.
All right, hello. Are you still there? SpeakeaZy.
Yeah, what's good, man? What's good?
All right, so I know we talked briefly the other day when my stream crashed, so we can just kind of restart that conversation. I don't really remember it that well anyway.
Yeah, no problem.
So yeah, chat, just let me know if the audio sounds okay. I can obviously adjust it if necessary. But for anybody watching, if it,
though?
yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Alright, word.
Just for anybody who's not yet caught up on it, we obviously debated prior. You were the deranged Sneeko fan. So
yes, sir.
glad to have the
I'm
derangement
nobody's
return.
fan, but it's okay. I knew I was getting some crazy name.
Okay. Yep. There you go. So what's up? You said you wanted to debate puberty blockers, right?
Yes. So I'm gonna, okay, like to make sure I have your stance like completely clear on it, right? How young do you think kids should be able to take puberty blockers?
To answer that question, I need to make sure that we're clear on when you say puberty blockers, you know that's not giving hormones, right? That's the thing just to pause the puberty.
Yeah, that's the puberty blockers. Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
It's not really about what I think, it's more about what the medical guidelines say. So in that regards, puberty blockers should not be given to anybody who has not yet started puberty. They would qualify for gender dysphoria that would maybe be treated with puberty blockers if they began puberty and then started going through the changes, and it was sort of those changes that was making them really uncomfortable. So it would probably be around when they, I would assume, first begin puberty. I think it was Tanner stage 2 puberty.
Okay. So like
So it's not like,
around
hi
like
Timmy, you're 3
between
years old.
boys
Let me
and
get a
girls, it's like around 8 to 13 then, right? That's what you're saying.
I guess, yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay. So no, because I feel like you already said something wrong, but I'm gonna finish asking you these questions just so I make sure you have everything. I have everything clear. What you think?
Okay.
So if it's so like say it's an 8-year-old, right? You said you're okay with that if they show signs of gender dysphoria.
No, not if
And
they show
then
signs of it. No. If they are
okay.
actually diagnosed with it.
Yeah, that's already a hard thing to like determine 100%, right? But like, okay, just for the benefit of the argument, okay. So if
hold
they're
on.
actually, what? Sorry,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. I realize you're trying to list it off. There's a lot of things you're saying that's
No,
just
go ahead.
ridiculous.
No, go
No,
ahead. Go
please
ahead. Go
continue.
ahead.
Continue. It's okay.
Okay, so just for like sake of argument, then for what you declare as for sure they have gender dysphoria, say it's around 8 years old, right?
Okay.
And I think I heard you talking about it with maybe I think it was the video you did about responding to Matt Walsh there recently, and you said something about they don't recommend or they don't take it for more than 2 years, right?
It's not recommended to be taken over 2 years now.
Right. So every single like if you literally just Google right now, how long will I be on puberty blockers?
Mhm.
Every single one says few years in most cases. So few in every English language already means 3. But for the sake of argument, let's just say it's 2, right?
Uh-huh.
2 years. So at 10 years old. So at 10 years old, what so you suggest like if they're still okay, because obviously that stops their any of their like either testosterone or estrogen from um producing in the body. So
So I looked it
after
up
that,
as well, just to make sure I was clear on this.
yeah,
Um, the thing recommended that you're not on it for longer than 2 years. This, you're right. This one says a few years, but you have to
yeah,
remember
yeah.
too that it's more about facilitating a paused moment for them to figure out their identity and
That's
whether or not
right.
they want to continue on the puberty blockers.
Yeah, like because like what they originally, because you say how they were originally made for precocious puberty, but if you go look up like how are the standards about that, it would be like if a 5 or 6 year old was starting to go through puberty early,
Right. I know. Yeah.
and they would recommend it, and like if the kid was 7 already going through puberty, they would tell them never mind, don't do it because of the side effects. So, but anyways, so 2 years, that's 10 years old, and then like so they're already blocking testosterone and estrogen from forming in their body. So
But
they're already
that's okay
that
though.
makes them a little bit more confused. But like at just say at 10 years old they still want to identify, then you would at 10 years old recommend the hormone treatments, right?
Well, hold on a second. I need to look this up first.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Um,
Which one are you looking up? Sorry, what are you looking up?
was it? I'm trying to figure out which stage puberty you'd have to be in. I thought, did I say Tanner stage 3 or was it 2? I think it was 2. Yeah. Hold
So you just like what you want to move
on. I
the
just
age
no
up
no no
to
no no.
9 then?
I just no. I just wanted to look and make sure that this was all accurate.
Okay,
Age range in
okay.
years. Age range. Okay, for a female. Yeah, I mean 8 is in fairness here. 8 is the absolute youngest. So
Okay, yeah,
that's like
of course, but like that, we have to
youngest
count for
part of it.
that too, right? Because
Okay,
like
sure.
kids are easily and impressionable, and like as much as like as much as like you want to say there's a for sure way to determine, there really isn't. I've never seen anything that can like prove that there's 100% determined that it's not just a phase, because lots of people go through phases. Like there's even been cases of people who thought they were trans but they realized they were just gay. But so at 8, I say at 10 years old, so obviously the next step in treatment would have to be hormone therapy, right?
Or they might just decide to cease puberty blockers and just go through their regular puberty.
So the point of, in that
I
case,
mean,
the
in
point of
that
puberty
case,
blockers would definitely be pointless, right?
no. In that case, it's if they're having distress about their gender, some of them just simply start to uh they don't want to continue transitioning. That's the point of puberty blockers, because like you're talking
Yeah,
about.
but like
Hold on,
when you
wait, no,
start
because you
going,
hold on, because you're saying like, what if it's a phase? What if it's a phase? Puberty blockers are to make sure whether or not it's a phase. It's about
okay,
putting a pause on things, giving this person some time to figure shit out.
but this isn't necessarily true, because what the puberty blockers are doing, they're stopping the hormones that are being produced during puberty and if it's for 2 whole years, that means all their sexual attractions, everything, they're going to be even more confused about because they're not producing this naturally. They're not producing it at all. It's actually being blocked. That's the problem
But
with
they were
that,
already
with what you're
confused.
saying right there.
Right, but you have to understand that if you're already confused about your gender, you would have to assume that in many ways that would probably have downstream effects on who you're attracted to and that kind of thing as
It's
well.
not
So
always
hold on, wait. So
necessarily about your
wait, come on, you got
gender.
to give me a
These are
chance here. You
kids
got to
we're
give me a chance
talking
to
about.
respond here. So it's plausible. However, you have to remember that if somebody is already struggling with a gender identity confusion, that's going to affect how they are, or that's probably going to confuse them in means by means of what they're attracted to and whatnot. And it's more
Yes.
severe. Their confusion in regards to their gender is more severe. If they decide that they're not going to pursue a transition when they're older, or if this is just not something for them, maybe that was just a phase, whatever, then they would just stop the puberty blockers and their natural hormones would start producing again. And then they would have all those natural, quote unquote, attractions and feelings and everything else.
Yeah, but like it's well established though that during puberty is also where those hormones help your cognitive what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry. Like the way your thinking processes, like you build that during puberty. Like there's a lot of different things these kids could be confused or scared or anxious about. And like this is the thing, like they're kids. Some of these kids still believe at 10 years old. 10 years old. One of my daughters still believed Santa at 10 years old. So like how can you like this is why it's very dangerous for kids. Like every time I think about this argument, I think a much better argument to be having is like as soon as you're 18, if you've been going through that your whole life, you should get all this treatment free. That's the better fight to be having. We're fighting for kids that this could be detrimental to all of society because of this. Kids are so impressionable.
Well, hold on. There's a lot here. So I understand your concern, but I feel like you're underestimating. Okay, again, I have to caveat with there can be medical malpractice. Sometimes people don't follow standards like they should, et cetera, et cetera. The way it should be, and the way that it, in more times than not, is they might have this distress about their gender. There's confusion. It's persistent. They're talking to therapists. This isn't like going down
For
to the
how
vending
long?
machine and just like
For how long
decide.
is this that
It could, I don't
that
know.
you're
It could
talking about?
depend.
Well, that's dangerous. You're fighting for something you don't even know how long they're going to the therapist to find this out.
Well, they have to
I
they
bet you.
well they
I
have to
bet you,
show
if a
persistent
kid
gender.
visited a
Excuse me,
therapist
wait,
for months,
my dude. They
go
have to
ahead.
show, yeah,
Go ahead.
they do have to show persistent gender dysphoria for a minimum of 6 months. But I don't
Yeah,
know if that's not just show it for 6 months minimum, then instantly get on the hormones. I don't know how much extra time might be between where there's therapy and meeting with doctors and talking with people and whatnot. You'd have to be clinically diagnosed with gender dysphoria.
yeah,
And the
but
only way you
okay.
get clinically diagnosed is if you have it for a minimum of 6 months persistently.
Yes, I know, and the reason you keep mentioning that 6 months, I know exactly why you keep mentioning because that is the minimum. But you think that after 6 months they're not just doing it? Like that's completely
What do you
dangerous,
think's happening
immoral,
during these
life
six
threatening.
months? What
Like,
do you think happens in these 6 months? Do you
what do
think
you
that it's
mean? What do you think
you realize
happens?
that like
They're
before
going
they
to a
would go, wait, no,
therapist.
no, no, I need to finish this. Sorry, that was more rhetorical. If they are possibly being diagnosed with gender dysphoria, then they are going to go to a therapist. This persistent 6 months in that 6 month time frame is not them just sitting around doing nothing. And if
How
they are
many
going to,
times in 6 months do you think they go?
more importantly though, even
No,
if,
that's
hold on,
definitely
wait, wait,
not
wait, wait,
more
wait. More
important.
importantly, even if, I'm sorry, keep losing my train of thought. Even if they are diagnosed with it at the end of the day, they're they're told about the potential risks. They're told that like this is the potential risk. This is what this is going to
Um,
do. You're making it sound. Let me just summarize because I know what I said was kind of scattered there. To summarize, you're suggesting that after 6 months they're just going to go for it, bro. No, after 6 months, if they get diagnosed and then they're sat down with their
I didn't
mom
say it
and
like that.
explained that here's all the possible negatives, this is how it could affect you, this is what's going to happen. No, they're not just going to like go for it.
Okay, like this is why I was asking you the questions, right? Like that's why I asked how many visits, how long per visit do you think it should be? And like when you say a minimum of 6 months, and then I say how long will it be? And then more importantly, that means you don't actually like it seems like I care more about the process than you actually do.
Wait, I'm genuinely confused.
Okay, before we
You're
move on, I
asking me,
just want
no,
to
no, no,
make
we're
sure
not
you
moving on from
only
this.
if
You're
okay, I just no, I know. I just want to say you only like you're the only thing you advocate is the puberty blockers. Like you don't advocate the 10-year-old after taking hormone therapy, or you do. That's what like I didn't get clear at the end there.
No, ideally it
You,
would be you would begin like any kind of surgery or anything like that would be after the age of 18.
no, hormone therapy.
Oh,
You know what
hormones
I'm
as well? Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about,
yeah,
don't?
hormones too. Anything, I said it
So
myself, anything that's potentially life altering. And right now the standards allow for I think it was mastectomies for girls at like 16, and I said I don't think that's right. I think that that's too young because I can
so
disagree
you've
with that.
seen.
However, you're being bad faith and you're being
Oh,
weaselly
oh,
by claiming that
whoa,
I'm
whoa.
the one who's doesn't care or you care more about the process. You're asking me how long would each therapy session last? They have to show it for 6 months before they would go on any kind of medication. They would meet with therapists and doctors, and they would be well versed on the potential negatives of it as well. That's what the standards say. I can't give you the specifics of this is the average therapist that they'll meet with. You're asking for like very, very specifics, and then when I can't give them to you, you're acting like it's a gotcha.
Okay, wait. Okay, wait. First off, you called me bad faith just now, but like you just said that you're okay with the hormone therapy after the puberty blockers, and I think we both know that does sterilize the person. So when you make fun of Matt Walsh for saying chemical castrating, you go, "Oh, that's not what it's doing." Yes, in the whole process at the end, that is what it's doing. We don't let kids like this is what I'm not understanding, okay? We don't let kids give
So,
consent to alcohol, cigarettes, casinos, strip clubs,
mhm.
sexual relationships with adults, licenses to vehicles or guns. We don't let them vote. We don't let them travel
I
alone. We
know.
don't let them sign contracts. We don't let
I
them work
know. Okay,
jobs.
please stop.
We don't let
God
them own
damn it. We
houses.
know. We know. We got it.
Okay, so
There's
you
a
get
huge no,
that,
no, no,
right?
because this
You
is
know why
pathetic.
though?
There's
Wait, no, there's a point though. There's a point. You know why we don't let them do those things, right?
yeah, because it's
Because of
you.
the possible negative long-term effects. It's not guaranteed that a kid's going to develop cancer or even lung problems from smoking, but it's a possibility.
It's pretty well
Like a drink
understood,
or
I
two
think. And
doesn't
also kids don't have
guarantee
the
a
mature
kid.
kids aren't necessarily mature enough to make decisions like voting and whatnot. What you're failing to
Okay,
realize here
so
is, and I know you're gonna say, oh,
you know one of the
what about
long-term.
making decisions about the medication then? The thing you're not understanding here is one is a medication, one is like to treat a problem.
Wait,
The other, you're
wait, but
saying
you
they don't
realize
drink
one of
alcohol.
the
That
long-term.
why are you not letting me finish a single sentence?
Okay, go ahead. Go. Sorry, go
You're
ahead.
saying two things. You're saying one, that it is chemical castration. Let me write this down. Because of hormones
The
following the
hormone therapy
blockers,
after, right?
following the blockers.
Right.
First and foremost, that is just misrepresenting what Matt Walsh said. He was talking specifically about puberty blockers, and he kept calling them the chemical castration drugs. And that's because puberty blockers can be used to chemically castrate people when they're given in
Okay.
really high doses. So no, it's disingenuous of Matt
Yeah.
Walsh and
Yeah,
anyone
and
else
long
to claim
term
that chemical castration is taking place to young
and long
kids.
term.
No, because if ideally they would go on the puberty blockers at a later time and they wouldn't begin the
Well,
hormones until
there's
later.
studies that show 24 months is like after 24 months it's dangerous.
What, on hormones or puberty blockers?
No, on the puberty blockers.
But you're what I'm saying is you're kind of jumping all over the place because you're saying that it is
No,
chemical
I'm
castration
not.
because of hormones. As far as puberty
That's where I
blockers go,
started
it
with
is
that just
not
because
chemical castration. I actually have a new study to read about this myself. I would like to pull this up really quickly.
okay.
And then we'll get to the second part of your argument, which didn't make any sense. Hold on.
Oh, it did. Do you realize one of the side effects of puberty suppression is lowered genitalia tissue development?
Yeah, there are definitely potential risks
Okay,
with it, but that's pretty
so
minor.
think
And
about
again,
this,
it's
okay?
very very. I think it's
I just
minor
want to
thing.
give you why it's a dangerous scenario because like you think I'm only like fighting for like you think I think a lot of people think when like people have this argument they're against trans people, which I'm not whatsoever. I know you you might not believe that, but like I'm gonna give you a reason why that's dangerous for both sides because
Before you give me that
first
reason,
off,
I first need to explain that your premise is based on nothing. So
what
reproductive function and
you haven't
fertility.
even
I no,
I
I
haven't
was in the
even
middle of this
gave you
still.
nothing
I
yet.
need to read this to you, okay? Using
Go
structured
ahead.
interviews among 135 adult women with precocious puberty, so this wasn't the trans, this was precocious puberty, treated with the puberty blockers, 61 women with untreated precocious puberty, and 466 controls. I want everybody listening to know there was a fucking control group involved, matched for age, education, marital status, and any other confounding factor that they could try and compare to. pregnancy was uneventful in 90% of all 3 groups. So you would expect there to be less pregnancy in general because people are probably not trying to get pregnant to that extent, but they had the same degree of fertility. No fertility was lost by these people being on the puberty blockers when they were being treated for precocious puberty.
Okay, but you realize, like, have you not? Okay, you're you're saying nobody gets you're trying to say that nobody gets sterilized from the puberty blockers just alone, right? That's what you're saying?
Oh, by themselves? I mean, yeah, they're
Is that
not.
what you were just saying?
My argument is not really that they're. Yeah, or no, sorry, it's not. It's that it doesn't affect fertility.
Yeah, that's what I just asked.
Yeah, that's what this is saying.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I agree. Alone they don't. Alone they don't. That's what at least that's what the studies that I've seen show. Alone they don't.
Okay, cool.
But
So
that's
it's not chemical castration.
okay.
And then
Okay, I get
kids
what you're
don't
saying.
consent to the
Okay, I
alcohol.
got
And
you.
you're saying kids don't consent to the alcohol. Kids don't.
And we
There are
can't
legal
let kids
premises
consent to
involved.
any of those things either.
I know, because when you're talking about something like alcohol, that's a recreational activity. Medical treatment is different.
Okay,
Obviously, kids are
what about
also able
signing a
to give
contract?
medical consent as long as they also have parental consent. So you're just
Yeah,
like
see that,
you're comparing apples to oranges here.
but no. Okay, so can a kid sign a contract with a parent's contract? You think that should be allowed? Like, say, or how about owning a house? You think a kid could own a house?
Did you like just not hear the first thing that I said?
No, I
There's
did, but
difference
like
between
you're taking
recreational
certain
activities or
parts
like
what I
day-to-day
said.
life things compared to taking medicine.
But no, but the reason behind the reason that we're not allowed to do those things, because like there's lots of things we are and aren't allowed to do, like, but the reason we're not allowed to do those things is because of the possible long-term effects, and that's what I was trying to get into here with the lower genitalia tissue development. Like on one side, you have the kid who say it's a boy, thought he was a girl at 9 years old, realizes at 19 years old he's actually a boy and he was just exploring some type of phase or something that he was going through, and then comes to the realization he's a 19-year-old boy with the penis of a 19 or a 9-year-old. And then
I don't
think
think
about how
that's
much
I
his
think
life's
that you're
fucked up for the
exaggerating.
rest of his life. And then think about no, but wait a minute. Now think about the other side. Because on the other side, if the kid can't produce the genitalia tissue, they can't get the proper bottom surgery as an adult.
I am aware of
So
that.
now they have an issue. Wait a minute. Now they have an issue that they're fucked up. I don't mean to say it like that. I don't mean it, but like this, I just talk blunt as fuck. But like they're fucked up in their head, thinking this is the wrong body. And now as they're an adult and they think, yes, I can finally change things to feel a little better. Boom, you can't because you decided to take puberty blockers when you were a kid.
Okay,
Can you think
so
about
I
that
would,
for a
yeah,
minute?
yes, I have already thought about this. And I don't know where you read that, but the part that I read said that that is a potential risk, and then there was a sentence directly under it that said,
There's actually
although,
there's
wait,
like a
stop,
Dr.
listen,
Phil episode about it too.
you're not even able to let me talk. Hold on.
But don't say like I don't know where you read that. Like it's not true, man. Like
No,
you
no, no,
know
no.
it's true. So
I'm
like,
saying that okay, I didn't mean it like that. I don't know what website was saying that, but I read about that as well. And the website that I was reading from had a sentence directly under it that said, there are ways around this problem. They can also take tissue from other parts of your body if necessary. So I feel like, again, I feel like
yeah,
you're
but then
saying that
that's even
you're like ignoring the fact that puberty blockers are beneficial for people when they are suffering from gender dysphoria, and yet that hurts trans people. But then you're like getting up on this stupid high horse and you're like, oh, well, what about them? What about when they want to transition? You know, I'm just thinking of the trans people. Do you understand what I'm getting
I'm
at?
thinking of both sides. First off, I'm thinking of both sides. I'm thinking of kids in general, man. That's all I'm thinking of. I have kids. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay, is kids the possible long-term effects for the kids?
What
Like, do you
about the
know all of them?
possible negative effects of not getting the treatment when you need it?
Okay, you want to talk that how bad that is? Because I'm pretty sure you brought up a study, if I'm not mistaken. You brought up a study that the suicide rate doesn't change regardless, right? Right?
No, I think you might be talking
And
about
puberty
well,
blockers.
hold on. Can I just respond? Because I think that you
Go
are
ahead.
mentioning the Swedish study, which showed that, yeah, they still had a pretty high suicide rate afterwards. I don't
Right,
remember if
and
it
then
showed a
wait,
decrease, but most of them show that there's a decrease there.
and have you not shown a study too, and or sorry, have you not admitted too that puberty blockers alone doesn't ease gender dysphoria?
It depends which study I was reading from. Because yeah,
Well,
so what it
I'm pretty
is
sure
that
it's in our last debate.
right.
I'm
Oh,
pretty sure,
oh,
like,
okay. Sure, sure,
yeah,
sure. So I can explain. Yeah. So what it is that it by itself is not going to completely like fix gender dysphoria, but it's going to reduce suicidality.
right,
And so you might still have some gender dysphoria, but that's if you're still dealing with that as you get older. That's when you would pursue more drastic changes. But no,
right. So like that's what I'm.
obviously. Or sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, finish what you were gonna say.
No, I'm done.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I was just saying. So like the suicide rate doesn't change, and the puberty blockers alone don't ease gender dysphoria,
You're being bad.
and
You're
that's
being bad
like
faith right
so.
now because
Oh my god!
not
Every
easing
time I state bad, okay, stating okay, bad
not
faith.
easing gender
You said this last
dysphoria.
time, man.
Because
Oh
here's
my.
the thing. Maybe this is where I understand what you're trying to say, what the thing you're trying to build here. You're trying to get me in. You said this doesn't actually help. So why are we? What I'm saying is not easing gender dysphoria is not the same as reductions in suicidality. You might still have a degree of gender dysphoria. However, it can make it more bearable until there are more options available, which is why the suicidality of youth who are put on these things, once they're confirmed gender dysphoric, goes down and their general well being goes up. You
So
understand
wait
what
a
I'm saying
minute.
now?
So I understand what you're trying to say, but I still don't think that shows that the positive effects outweigh the negative. Like there's still so much more negative effects to go through. Like we haven't even I went through one and you have this whole defense for one. Can you use that same defense for every single one? I don't think that would make sense.
Well,
Like
the one you said was, oh, it might make people sterile. And then we looked at it and that doesn't seem to be the case.
no, not by itself, but after okay, you have a confused kid, okay? That thinks they're gender dysphoric.
Please,
I'm
not
not
this
saying they're
again.
not this
Please, can we go back?
I'm
Because
not
there's still other things you said that I haven't got into. I understand that some kid might be confused and whatnot. But the other thing you said also was, well, kids don't consent to alcohol. And we don't let
yeah,
kids
they don't
consent to these other
well,
things like buying a house because
the
of the
whole
potential long-term negative effects, is what you said.
you don't know what okay, so
That's what
like I
you said. I have
was
it written down.
making a yes, exactly. And the point to that statement was the following statement and the reasoning behind not doing that doing that stuff. There's a reason behind that. That's what I was trying to say. And the reasoning for that is the same reason that we shouldn't be giving kids puberty blockers. That the long-term effects outweigh the long-term negative effects outweigh the positive ones.
Um,
Hello?
yeah, sorry. I'm here. I'm here. Just letting Sujin know. Can you please email me? Because this guy's been like begging to debate, but I was planning on ending stream here soon, so I would like to schedule something with him. Um, yeah. So the thing is you're saying there's these long term side effects where a lot of that is kind of shaky. It seems at least debatable, and then you also have
Oh
to
yeah,
ask.
that's why I'm saying we can go through them. We can go through each
But
one of
also
them.
when you
There's so
talk about
many of
like
them.
how we take into account the long term effects, I guess, of like kids drinking alcohol and whatnot, that kid doesn't need to drink alcohol. The kid doesn't need to buy a house. That kid doesn't
And the
need
kid
to drive a
doesn't
car.
need
And
whoa,
for
whoa.
this kid, since we see a
So will the
massive
kid
reduction,
die of natural causes? Will the child die of natural causes if they don't get the puberty blockers?
Rumham is here getting mad at me because I'm ending stream. Oh man, I didn't even know Rumham was in here. Um, I don't know if this This combo is just getting so mind-numbing. It's all the same things I've already heard a million times
No,
before.
it's not
And it's
actually.
like you
That
don't
I've
understand.
paid
Like this
attention
is
to
like
your
saying,
puberty
"Oh, hey,
blocking.
how come
That's
kids?
why
You
you
know,
didn't want to do this because I'm pointing out your own
uh
stuff here and asking you simple questions that every time I ask you, it's like you want to go around it. There's been like 5 yes or no questions that you've changed the subject on. I just don't understand. Like
I'm trying to
we can
keep
go
you in
through,
check with all the things you said, though, because you're trying to make
but
the comparison
what?
with long-term effects. But let's just talk about this part specifically. You're saying the long-term effects is why we prohibit kids from doing stuff.
Okay, so
But
get
on
off
the
the
flip
okay, you don't
side,
like
the
you don't like what
long-term
I compared
effects,
it to, right? You don't like what I compared it to.
because I
Okay,
feel
you're the
like
one
you are
who's
not.
hanging on this stupid ass shit instead of going to the facts. Let's go to the facts then. Let's go to the facts of what is the side effects of puberty blockers. Instead of hanging on to that bullshit, you don't like my comparison. That's fine. I get it. We don't agree on that. But we can still go through the facts of what the puberty blocker long-term effects are. And I'd like to see how you
I don't
defend
know.
every single one of them.
Oh my God.
There's bone density, sex drive, and reaching orgasm. It stops for both genders. It stops and limits all of these. Bone density, sex drive, and reaching orgasm.
You can read about that, and then you can read about how much likelihood that is of causing. Looking at all the potential side effects something
What does
could
that
cause,
mean?
because
Do
looking
you
at,
know one of them is
you see how you're not
potential
letting me talk?
unknown? No,
Like,
you didn't let
dude,
me finish just now. You didn't let me just finish
you
right
realize
now. I
all
don't know how.
medications have like the long list where they're like possible death, potential
Every single
diarrhea.
one has potential unknown long-term side effects to be determined. All of them?
You didn't
Are you
say
sure about
you
that?
didn't say unknown. You just listed off
I
potential
was
side
just about
effects.
to read that part. You're interrupting me,
All
dude.
right,
I'm
all
reading.
right.
I was
Why
gonna
don't you
read the
just
one
call
that
back in then? Because this is just that I
I
can't do it
get it.
right
You're
now.
not prepared. I get it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
get it.
not
I was
prepared at all.
prepared this
To
time, and you don't like it.
Well, tell you what, you can call in next time I'm live, so you have even more time to prepare. And you're right, I was not prepared. More
I
so, I was
don't.
not
I.
prepared for you to be this fucking insufferable. So I guess you can come
Oh
back one more
Lord,
time, and
bro.
then
Let me ask you one more
we'll talk
question.
again.
You want one more question? Let me give you one more.
Oh my God. Okay, Jesus, dude, I can't. I'm done. SpeakeaZy and Sujin, I would like to debate you both next time I'm live. It's getting late over here where I'm at. My food's about to be ready. I am sick of debate. Oh my God, that guy. Oh, wait, hold up. Whoa, 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 whoa. I nearly missed a massive donation here. Hold up. Trading Melon donated $80. Trading Melon, thank you so much for that generosity. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome, dog. Look. Every time I get on your stream, you get something nice. Last time was 100, this time 80. Yo. I'll take my cut in some more debates. Until you can finally beat me, that's it, bro. That's it. Look, tell me something. Tell me I lost that one. Huh? He didn't run? Tell me down in the comments right now. If he didn't run, see what happens? See the difference? You see the difference? See last time? I just got on after work. I was all fucking, it was all nutty. This time I had everything. Yo, even this dude's questions that he asked, I already, in his answers that he gave to my questions, I had them all written down. All of them. I knew how it was gonna go. These guys is bots, bro. These guys is all bots. They do the same talking points. The difference is, I made sure that my shit wasn't gonna be the same as anybody on the internet. Find somebody who's fucking arguing the same as me. They ain't gonna do it. They ain't doing it. Because I got the right answers. I already told you, God. He told me all the answers, okay? Come to the right side. That's how it is. Listen, if you're new here, after you're done liking the video, I need you to go over to my channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Every time I drop something new, you get a notification, right? Make sure you go to my clips channel too. We're gonna start that up so I can, when I see some more subs over there, I'll start putting more over there. I do it every now and then, like twice or 3 times a week. I'll put it even more if I see you guys want the short form shit more. But listen, I'm coming for everybody. All of these clowns, bro. All of these clowns is getting it, yo. You can't. Just, you see, when people say they're on a level, I invented a new one. I just invented a new one, okay? Come to the right side, y'all. Listen, if you made it here, I love y'all for watching this. See you next time.